So today we have a drastic transformation on our hands, and this is going to be a fun one, family. So let's dive right into the haircut. So I'm going to start off by sectioning off the top from the sides, right? And the reason I do this is because I know personally if I don't debulk the sides at least a little bit, I'm going to get lost on the shear work on top. So I'm just going to go ahead and section it off on both sides. And I know it looks like I'm going to create an undercut here, but I'm really not. I'm just going to show you guys exactly how I do it. So I'm going to start off by creating the length or the weight that I want to keep along the ridge area, right? Because I want the transition from the fade on the side up into the length on top to be nice and gradual and just seamlessly blend. And what this is also going to do is create a guideline as to where I should stop when debulking, right? Because I'm going to debulk the sides with the number 4. And if I didn't do this, I could risk potentially taking that foreguard up too high and then making it look like an undercut, right? So this is allowing me to keep that weight and that length that I want to keep around the crown and parietal ridge area, and as well as giving me a guideline and a safe space to debulk. So I'm just doing that along the entire head. And this is what I mean right here. So I'm coming in with my number 4 guard and just debulking the sides, and I'm stopping right where that line was created for me, creating that length that I wanted to keep that along that ridge area. And I'm just stopping right there and kind of giving that flick out motion so I can blend into that length as best as possible. And I'm just going to follow that along the entire head. I'm debulking right up into that guideline that I created with my shears. Right here, I'm just continuing to do the same exact thing. And now, since the sides are cut down, it's just gonna make it a lot easier for myself to get into that shear work and not get lost. Because if I was to dive right into the shear work with all that length on the sides, I'm just gonna get confused personally. And this is just to make sure that I have a nice clean even cut on top. So alright, so now we're going to dive into the shear work on top, and I'm just going to go ahead and dampen his hair. And now I'm going to create 3 sections. One on the right side of his head, one in the middle of his head, and then one on the left side of his head, right? And you want to make sure that these sections are nice and clean, so that way it's just easy to follow all the steps and guidelines. And now I'm going to go ahead and establish the length that I want the top to be. So right here, it's been a very long time since he got a haircut, so we're taking off, I think right here, this is probably about 3 to 4 inches. I'm gonna follow that length that I created in the front all the way back, right? Not pulling the hair too hard to create too much tension. I want to pull it and let it relax a little bit, and I'm just following that all the way back. And after we cut that middle section, I'm going to comb it all over to the right. And now we're going to go ahead and create horizontal sections all the way up into the front, using that middle section as our guideline, as our reference point. And we're going to cut everything to that length, keeping it nice and squared. I'm not angling it towards the side of his head. I'm going straight across right here. I'm not dipping or anything. And since his hair is so long, you can go ahead and take bigger sections, as to oppose if his hair was already, a little bit shorter. You want to take nice smaller sections, so that way you can have a much more even cut. But he had so much length that we can go ahead and take some bigger sections here. And we followed that all the way up into the front, and you can see, that reference point from that middle section. And then we're cutting everything to that desired length. Super simple, super easy process for trimming the top. And now we're going to take a portion of that right side and comb it over to his left side. And now we're going to take horizontal sections once again, using that middle section as our guideline and just following that straight across, keeping that nice squared shape, so that way we don't give him a faux hawkish look, you feel me? And right here, I think personally that section was too big, but you know, I didn't notice until you know, I'm looking at the footage right now. So I definitely could have made that section smaller, but it's gonna get the job done. Making sure that the top is nice and even. Now we're gonna do the same thing in the front of his head. And you can definitely see, you know, that guideline right there. And if you don't see a guideline, don't cut it, because you don't want to create unevenness in the top. And now I'm gonna take a portion of the front, the fringe area, and I'm gonna make sure that, you know, it's nice and even. I'm gonna point cut it to soften it up so it blends much nicer. And I'm gonna go ahead and point cut the top as well, so that way the hair just kind of falls nicely and has that nice, you know, blended look to it. And I'm gonna do that as much as needed. And now I'm gonna go ahead and blow dry the hair. This isn't gonna be a finished style. This is just to get it nice and dry and into, you know, kind of a rough draft of what the final style is gonna look like, giving it some volume in the front. And you can see what keeping that weight along that ridge area did is allow me now, since I'm gonna start my fade, to have that nice transition without making it look like an undercut, you know what I mean? And now, as you guys know, we're gonna get into the fading process, and we're gonna start off by creating our bald line. And this is gonna be a low drop fade, so I'm dropping it towards the back, rounding it around his ear, and I'm gonna go ahead and bald everything under that out, allowing the weight of the trimmer to do the work so I don't cause too much irritation, because as you can see, his skin is very sensitive. It is already turning red, and I'm being very light-handed here. And now we're gonna go ahead and hit him with the shaver just to get it a little bit closer to the skin and add an extra layer to that blend so it pops. And now to get into the next step of the fading process, we're gonna come in with our clipper all the way open, going up and making this guideline about a thumb's width, I would say about a full inch, and then keeping that same shape that we created, you know, with our bald line that drops towards the back. So you'll see me use a lot of the corner of the blade just so I can get that nice drop effect. And now to get rid of that line between the bald and the open, we're gonna come in with our clipper closed. And as we move up into the guideline, I'm gonna go ahead and open that lever gradually. And since we already debulked the sides, we're gonna go ahead and debulk some more with our 2-guard open, just to clear some space when setting in our next guidelines. And I'm not going up too high here. I'm just trying to get the hair out the way, and I'm flicking out as I do so. And now right under that 2-guard open, I'm coming in. Oh, that's still the 2-guard open. Sorry. And now right after that step, I'm going to come in with my 1-guard open right above that clipper open, keeping that same exact shape, going up about a thumb's width to a full inch. And we're just creating this guideline here. And now right above that 1 open, I'm gonna come in with my 1.5 all the way open, and then I'll close the lever gradually as needed to blend into that 2-guard open as best as possible. And you're seeing me stay pretty low with this fade because I don't want to take it up too high and create that disconnection look like I had explained before. And now to go ahead and get rid of that last line under that 2-guard open, we're gonna come in with a 1/2 guard all the way open, and then we'll gradually start to close that lever until that line is as blended out as possible. And what we're gonna do here is try to blend into that length that's on top as best as possible using guard. So I'm using my number 4 guard here. And then you're seeing me go with the grain of the hair to try to lay it down a little bit better. I'm just gliding over that hair, right? Essentially trying to sculpt it, essentially, because when you're cutting hair, you're creating shape, you're creating a blend. So I'm using that number 4 guard to kind of sculpt the shape of the haircut, but I'm not digging into it. I'm just floating over the hair. And then you'll see me flick out drastically just to blend into the length as best as possible before we come in with our thinning shears. And now right under that 4 guard, I'm coming in with my 3 guard closed. And we're blending down here, trying to blend into that 2 guard open as best as we can. And that 3 guard wasn't doing the job, so we came back in with our 2 guard open. And again, we're blending down here, trying to get it as smooth looking as possible. And now to go ahead and blend into the length on top a little bit better, give it more of a softer look, we're gonna come in with our thinning shears, right? And I'm coming off the shape of his head. I'm not digging into the hair too much. I just want the hair to look as if it's falling right into the fade, nice and smoothly. And you can see right here how it just kind of falls into the blend. Now this fade isn't finished, obviously, so I went ahead and did the other side using the same exact steps. And now we're just connecting the fade on the left side and on the right side together in the back. So I'm going ahead and getting rid of that last line using my clipper closed and then opening that lever gradually. And you can also see what keeping that weight along the crown area did. It's allow it to just lay down nicely to it all look, you know, like the finished look is together and fluid. And now we're just detailing here with that 1.5. And now we're gonna go ahead and line up the bottom of his beard. We're not doing too much with this beard because, as you can see, we don't want to cause too much irritation with you know, the slight acne on his face. So we're hitting the top of the beard, but not, you know, with the razor or anything. And now right here, I'm gonna go ahead and line up his arch area, keeping the natural shape. I'm starting at the top of his arch, going to the bottom, and then connecting it in the middle, because we want this to have a nice, you know, natural look. And he wanted a part in his eyebrow, so I did the part in his eyebrow, and then I threw the idea of, you know, kind of putting one on the side of his head, as you'll see here in a second. And it's kind of a different look, you feel what I'm saying? So it goes from the eyebrow right into the hair. And I'm not gonna go too far back with it. I'm just gonna go right behind his ear, and I'm gonna slope it downwards. Nothing crazy. And now we're gonna go ahead and just hit that line just slightly to go ahead and sharpen it up just a little bit, stretching the skin as I do so. And now to go ahead and style this cut, I'm gonna use my 245 volumizing powder, and I'm just gonna go ahead and sprinkle just, you know, a light amount on top of his hair. Well, I guess it's a little bit more than light amount. And now I'm gonna come in with a matte paste, and I'm just gonna work it all into his hair. And what these two products cocktailed together is gonna do is give it a nice natural look that isn't too shiny, right? And right here, I'm just kind of working, you know, with the hair, trying to give it some volume in the front and styling it with my hands. But as you guys saw, my man came in with a lot of hair, but we went ahead and put them together with a nice pompadour kind of look with some volume in the front, some cool texture, and then the low fade on the side with a little bit, you know, the little part. And then we cleaned up the beard slightly. Family, thank you for watching this video. If this helped you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this cut. And while you're at it, follow me at Dreclipperhands on Instagram. But family, thank you for watching this video. Catch y'all next time.